The British royal family has survived scandals, betrayals, and public humiliations for generations. From abdications to affairs, from secret recordings to explosive interviews, the monarchy has endured storms that would have destroyed almost any other institution on earth. But according to rumors now spreading across social media and royal gossip circles, one of the most shocking internal conflicts may have happened behind palace walls in complete silence. And at the center of it all stands two women who could not have been more different. One quietly devoted herself to duty, tradition, and restraint. The other arrived like a whirlwind, determined to modernize everything she touched and unwilling to accept limits placed upon her. For years the public has debated who was right, who was wrong, and what really caused the fracture that shattered Prince Harry's relationship with the royal family forever. But now a new wave of speculation has pushed an even darker theory into public conversation. A theory suggesting the collapse of Meghan Markle's royal future had less to do with royal protocol and far more to do with boundaries that some insiders believed should never have been crossed. According to online rumors, Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, allegedly became one of the first senior royals willing to privately acknowledge what palace staff had whispered about for years. That Meghan's behavior around Prince William created deep discomfort inside the institution and triggered tensions that rapidly became impossible to contain. Whether every claim is true remains impossible to verify. The palace never comments on gossip, and most of the stories circulating online rely on unnamed sources, speculation, and interpretation rather than hard evidence. But the persistence of these rumors reveals something important about the modern monarchy. Public trust inside the royal family has become so fractured that millions of people are willing to believe almost anything about what happens behind palace gates. The story allegedly begins long before the wedding. When Meghan Markle first entered royal life, she was presented to the world as a breath of fresh air. She was American, independent, outspoken, and successful in her own career. Many believed she represented the modern future of the monarchy. Her relationship with Prince Harry appeared passionate and deeply emotional, especially compared to the rigid image often associated with royal relationships. But insiders reportedly noticed problems almost immediately. Royal protocol is built around hierarchy, caution, and patience. Newcomers are expected to spend years learning the system before trying to change it. Catherine, Princess of Wales, spent nearly a decade slowly adapting before taking on major responsibilities. Sophie herself reportedly struggled through difficult years after marrying into the family, gradually earning trust through discipline and quiet service. Meghan, according to critics, approached things very differently. From the beginning she appeared determined to operate on her own terms. Interviews were handled aggressively. Media strategy became unpredictable. Palace staff allegedly found themselves constantly trying to contain situations before they exploded into headlines. Every small disagreement reportedly became a larger power struggle behind closed doors. Some former royal commentators claimed Meghan believed her global celebrity status placed her on equal footing with senior royals from the moment she arrived. That perception allegedly unsettled members of the institution who viewed royal status as something earned through service rather than popularity. But the most controversial rumors centered around her interactions with Prince William. Over time, social media users began analyzing public appearances frame by frame. Videos of royal engagements, family gatherings, and charitable events were dissected endlessly online. Ordinary gestures became fuel for massive speculation campaigns. A touch on the arm. A prolonged greeting. Eye contact during conversations. Every detail became magnified by internet culture obsessed with decoding hidden tension. Some observers insisted Meghan appeared unusually focused on William during public appearances. Others dismissed the claims as misogynistic overanalysis aimed at creating drama where none existed. Still, the rumors refused to disappear. The alleged discomfort reportedly intensified during joint appearances involving William, Catherine, Harry, and Meghan. Publicly they were presented as the Fab Four, a glamorous modern royal team expected to lead the monarchy into a younger era. For a short period the image worked beautifully. Crowds adored them. Media outlets celebrated the chemistry between the couples. The future seemed secure. But behind the scenes, according to royal gossip circles, the relationships were already collapsing. William allegedly became increasingly cautious. Catherine reportedly grew distant. Harry appeared defensive whenever concerns were raised. Palace staff allegedly found themselves trapped between competing households that no longer trusted one another. One persistent rumor claimed that Sophie quietly sided with William and Catherine early in the conflict because she recognized warning signs from her own difficult early years in royal life. Unlike many senior royals, Sophie had first-hand experience adjusting from ordinary civilian life into the pressures of monarchy. She understood how overwhelming palace expectations could become. But according to speculation, she also believed adaptation was necessary for survival. The rumors portray Sophie as deeply frustrated by what she allegedly viewed as Meghan's refusal to respect boundaries, hierarchy, and institutional tradition. In online discussions, she is often described as someone who quietly defended the monarchy while remaining personally sympathetic toward Harry. Then came the media war. The turning point for many royal insiders allegedly arrived with the growing stream of interviews, documentaries, and public accusations directed toward the institution. Meghan and Harry increasingly framed themselves as victims of palace cruelty, media racism, and emotional isolation. Their supporters believed they were bravely exposing a toxic system. Their critics believed they were monetizing private family conflict for global attention. The Oprah interview transformed everything. Suddenly private grievances became international headlines. Claims about race, emotional neglect, and institutional coldness dominated global media coverage for weeks. The royal family responded with the now famous statement that recollections may vary, but internally the damage was reportedly catastrophic. Some commentators claimed the interview permanently destroyed trust between Harry and his relatives. Others argued the relationship had already become unsalvageable long before Oprah's cameras arrived. Yet according to online speculation, the palace's deepest anger was not only about the accusations themselves. It was about timing. Prince Philip was seriously ill when the interview aired. Queen Elizabeth was already fragile. Senior royals allegedly viewed the broadcast as a calculated public attack delivered during one of the institution's most vulnerable periods. That perception hardened attitudes permanently. Around this time, rumors involving Sophie allegedly became more intense. Gossip channels began portraying her as someone who privately believed Meghan had manipulated Harry emotionally while simultaneously destabilizing relationships throughout the family. Again, no verified evidence has ever confirmed these claims. But internet culture rarely waits for proof. The modern royal story now exists in two completely different realities depending on who is telling it. In one version, Meghan Markle is a courageous outsider destroyed by an ancient institution unwilling to accept an independent biracial American woman who refused to remain silent. In the other version, she is portrayed as a deeply ambitious celebrity who entered royal life hoping to transform it into a personal brand empire while disregarding the traditions holding the monarchy together. Both narratives have millions of believers. And somewhere between them lies a far more complicated truth the public may never fully know. What makes the William rumors so explosive is not the evidence behind them, but what they symbolize. Prince William represents the future of the monarchy itself. He is disciplined, cautious, image-conscious, and intensely protective of his family. Any suggestion of inappropriate tension involving the future king automatically becomes political, institutional, and deeply dangerous. That is why even harmless interactions became magnified beyond reason online. Royal watchers started revisiting every appearance Meghan and William ever shared. A smile became flirting. A conversation became chemistry. Body language videos flooded YouTube and TikTok. Entire communities emerged dedicated to proving hidden romantic tension existed inside the royal family. Most mainstream royal experts dismissed the claims completely. But social media algorithms reward controversy, not accuracy. As speculation spread, the image of Meghan allegedly pursuing influence within the monarchy evolved into something far more dramatic online. Some gossip accounts began claiming she viewed Catherine not merely as a sister-in-law but as an obstacle standing between herself and ultimate royal relevance. Again, none of this has ever been substantiated. Yet the theories continued growing because they tapped into something emotionally irresistible for audiences: rivalry, ambition, betrayal, and power. The monarchy has always functioned partly as political theater. Modern audiences consume royal drama the same way previous generations consumed soap operas. Heroes and villains are assigned depending on personal bias, media loyalty, and emotional attachment. Catherine became the symbol of patience and stability. Meghan became the symbol of disruption and rebellion. Sophie, meanwhile, emerged in gossip culture as the overlooked royal who supposedly saw everything happening before the public did. Part of this image comes from Sophie's real-life reputation within royal circles. She is widely viewed as dependable, discreet, hardworking, and fiercely loyal to the crown. Over the years she quietly became one of Queen Elizabeth's most trusted family members. That reputation gives rumors involving her unusual weight online. People believe Sophie because they imagine she has no reason to lie. Whether fair or not, That perception matters enormously. As Harry and Meghan moved permanently to California, the separation from the monarchy became increasingly complete. Business deals, documentaries, podcasts, interviews, memoirs, and public speeches transformed them into global media personalities independent from palace control. But critics argued the couple could never fully escape the royal identity they simultaneously condemned and relied upon. Every new project seemed tied in some way to royal conflict. Every headline reopened old wounds. Every public appearance invited another wave of analysis about what really happened behind palace walls. Meanwhile, William and Catherine continued building a completely different image. They focused on continuity, public duty, charity work, and calm professionalism. During moments of national crisis, they projected stability. During family difficulties, they maintained silence. Their strategy appeared designed around endurance rather than emotional confrontation. And over time, public opinion in Britain increasingly favored them. Poll numbers reportedly shifted dramatically after the Oprah interview and Harry's memoir. While Meghan and Harry retained strong support internationally, especially in the United States, trust inside the United Kingdom deteriorated sharply. For monarchy supporters, William and Catherine represented institutional survival. For critics of the monarchy, Meghan and Harry represented resistance against outdated power structures. The divide became cultural as much as personal. One reason the Sophie rumors exploded online is because they appeared to validate what critics of Meghan had long suspected: that palace tensions were never merely about protocol, but about personal conduct and emotional dynamics hidden from public view. The allegations about flirtation with William became symbolic shorthand for a much larger accusation: that Meghan allegedly entered the royal family not seeking harmony, but influence, attention, and control. Supporters fiercely reject that interpretation. They argue Meghan was isolated, unfairly targeted, racially scrutinized, and subjected to impossible standards no royal woman could realistically survive under. They point out that media hostility toward her often crossed ethical lines and that many stories about her were later proven exaggerated or misleading. Those arguments also carry truth. The media treatment of Meghan frequently became toxic, obsessive, and deeply personal. Some headlines were undeniably hostile in ways that fueled public sympathy for her. That complexity is what makes the royal conflict so enduring. There are no perfect heroes in this story. Only damaged relationships, competing narratives, and an institution struggling to survive modern scrutiny. As for Sophie, she has never publicly delivered the explosive accusations now spreading across the internet in viral clips and gossip videos. Many online claims attribute statements to her without reliable sourcing. Some alleged interviews appear heavily edited, fabricated, or entirely fictional. But the rumors continue because audiences desperately want someone inside the palace to finally confirm their suspicions. People want hidden truths. They want secret betrayals. They want dramatic explanations for why one of the most celebrated royal marriages in modern history collapsed into open warfare so quickly. Yet reality is often less cinematic and far more human. Harry may genuinely believe he was protecting his wife from an institution he considered emotionally damaging. William may genuinely believe he was protecting the monarchy from instability. Meghan may genuinely feel abandoned and mistreated. Catherine may genuinely feel exhausted by years of public conflict. And Sophie may simply be another royal family member trying to survive impossible circumstances without adding fuel to the fire. Still, the fascination refuses to die. Even now, years after the initial royal split, every appearance by Harry or Meghan generates headlines. Every speech by William or Catherine sparks comparisons. Every minor royal event becomes another battlefield in the ongoing war for public sympathy. The monarchy remains trapped in an uncomfortable modern reality where private emotions become global entertainment within minutes. That environment destroys nuance. It rewards outrage, suspicion, and tribal loyalty instead. Perhaps that is the real tragedy behind the entire saga. Not whether Meghan flirted with William. Not whether Sophie secretly despised her. Not whether palace staff whispered behind closed doors. But the fact that an entire family conflict became transformed into worldwide spectacle consumed endlessly by strangers searching for villains. The royal family once survived by controlling information completely. Silence protected the institution. Mystique preserved authority. That world no longer exists. Now every gesture becomes evidence. Every rumor becomes content. Every disagreement becomes global discourse amplified by algorithms designed to maximize emotional reaction. And once that machine starts moving, it never truly stops. Today the monarchy stands at another crossroads. King Charles continues balancing tradition against modernization. William prepares for a future throne carrying the scars of family division. Harry remains physically and emotionally distant from the institution he was born into. And Meghan remains one of the most polarizing women on earth. To some, she is courageous. To others, calculating. To millions more, she is simply fascinating. The rumors involving Sophie and William may never be proven. They may fade like countless royal scandals before them. Or they may continue evolving through internet culture for years to come.